If we tracked two lines over time on a line graph, one for technology dependence and the other for technology awareness, are we aware of the technology we are actually using? As individuals, we use the cloud every day, visiting a website, saving memories in photo storage, storing files and documents, ordering from food delivery and rideshare, but it can be easy to overlook the cloud's significance and how it actually works. As businesses, you need an online presence, yet many businesses don't take advantage of the tools available online because they don't know how or simply don't know about the tools. And so learning about the cloud helps you know how to take advantage of these technologies for your personal goals, building your business, and understanding how emerging technologies are shaped by the cloud. But here's the problem. By design, the cloud within its blueprint uses lots of abstraction to be more useful. You can upload your photos to cloud storage without knowing the layers of software, hardware, and networking used to make that service possible. This creates mystery and confusion. That's why I'm here to fix that. Give me 5 minutes and I'll give you a high-level overview of the cloud. So let's hop into the big idea. The cloud is a model for resources being delivered remotely without owning the underlying hardware. These resources can be in the form of raw compute or abstracted services. By raw compute, I mean renting a part of the server through virtualization, and abstracted services refers to the tendency of cloud providers to package physical resources as a single service for purchase. This means a number of benefits for you and me. Number one, the cloud plays a fundamental role in keeping business as normal, maintaining an expected level of performance even when problems come up, aka fault tolerance, and recovering quickly when situations arise, which is called disaster recovery, and encapsulated together, we call this business continuity. Number two, the cloud makes it easy for anyone to start a business over the internet. Similar equipment used by large companies is now available to small businesses and individuals. Number three, the cloud lets you work remotely for a business or your own using cloud technologies, giving you the flexibility to shape your life. And number four, the cloud provides access to a global client base via high-performing cloud infrastructure, such as loading your application closer to your customers based in Europe while you are based in North America. So now let's dive into the breakdown to better understand the cloud, as there are a few prerequisites you need to know to really make this information stick. These prerequisites help explain how we get to this concept known as the cloud. First, we have the internet, which is the physical collection of networks from different entities like internet service providers, governments, universities, and individuals connected together and using shared communication rules known as protocols like TCP over IP and UDP over IP. A protocol is a set of rules that computers follow to communicate, how data is formatted, the order which data should be received, and different actions to take in different situations, such as resending data when needed. IP is known as the Internet Protocol, and this enables addressing, allowing devices to use IP addresses, and routing, identifying a path to send data packets across a network to a destination computer. The Internet uses IP, the Internet Protocol. You can use IP alone to communicate with another device, but TCP over IP and UDP over IP enable this idea of ports so that different applications and services on the same device can communicate with one another. An IP address is like a building address, and a port is like an apartment number. Next, we have the web, which is the system on top of the internet, creating an environment where users, you can think humans, and applications, you can think non-humans, exchange information and data via resources like web pages, files, applications, and services using protocols like HTTP and HTTPS. Protocols, the rules I mentioned earlier, also help with how data is interpreted. HTTP means we are dealing with websites and applications. SMTP means we're dealing with email. FTP means we're dealing with file transfer. Now, on the internet, computers and servers talk to each other. A computer is a device performing computations such as calculations using a CPU that can execute instructions and process data, and optionally include a network interface card that can transmit signals over a wired or wireless connection known as Wi-Fi, memory like RAM for data and for instructions used by short-term active processes, and storage like SSD for retaining data over the long term. A server is also a computer, but specific to providing resources and services to other computers, aka clients, over a network. Now, with these basics out of the way, let's cover a high-level overview of the cloud. First, we begin with cloud infrastructure. Cloud infrastructure is a collection of computers, storage systems, and networking equipment available for rent without owning the underlying hardware that companies, aka providers, maintain and store in data centers. Then we have cloud platforms. A cloud platform is a technology layer created when providers take cloud infrastructure, the physical resources, and abstract those resources through virtualization, like creating virtual machines or virtual storage, manage these virtual resources in software, and then package everything as services for consumption. Finally, we have the cloud, the big idea I mentioned earlier. To recap, the cloud is a model for resources being delivered remotely over a network without owning the underlying hardware. These resources can be in the form of raw compute or abstracted services. In the context of cloud providers like Amazon, Microsoft, and Google, cloud is the commercialization of cloud platforms. Examples include AWS, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud. And services created from infrastructure is rented by individuals and organizations. This is a beginner overview on what is the cloud. Learning the cloud is beneficial as an individual or an organization. Check out more on this channel where I unpack cloud technologies, programming, and remote work so you can excel in your career or business online.